I brought ECW back from the dead, and I went through an entire year of it to see who would be on top and what kind of stories would we have. With 10 original ECW guys, 10 of the biggest stars in ECW, and a carefully crafted roster of current guys to go with it. So here is your result. Let's get into it. So our first pay-per-view for ECW is Backlash. And we have a Battle Royal, 20-man Extreme Battle Royal, where the winner becomes the inaugural ECW World Champion. And after 30 minutes of hardcore action, Taz eliminates Bam Bam Bigelow from the Royal Rumble, and Taz is crowned the inaugural ECW Champion. So now a month later, we are at the Hell in a Cell, ECW Hell in a Cell, that is. Our first match is to determine the inaugural television champion between four of the biggest boys you can possibly imagine in ECW. Umaga, Cactus Jack, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Rhino. And after these four tore each other apart in an Extreme Rules street fight, no holds barred, no DQ match, Rhino hits a gore onto Bam Bam Bigelow, and while Cactus and Umaga are distracted, Rhino sneaks in and gets the pin, and Rhino is the inaugural ECW television champion. And now our main event at Hell in a Cell. It is Taz defending the ECW championship against Stone Cold Steve Austin in a Hell in a Cell that looks like we just got the fencing from a junkyard. Like, the fencing is rotting and it's rusty and probably not healthy, but you know what? This is ECW, damn it. So that's our cell we got. And it was a barbaric Hell in a Cell. The two idiots fought on top of the cell for like 30 minutes and forgot that there's no pinfall on top. So they just continuously fell off over and over and over again until they actually got back in the ring and Steve Austin hit a stunner to pin Taz. Steve Austin survives, and so do I with my sanity intact. Steve Austin is your new ECW World Champion. In the month of July, ECW returns to weekly television as Rhino defends the television championship against the Japanese buzzsaw Tajiri. And after a big spinebuster by Rhino, he puts down Tajiri with it. Rhino retains the television title as Tajiri goes back to Japan, probably, I don't know. So after that television match, we go on to ECW Heatwave, where we will be crowning our inaugural ECW Tag Team Champions between RVD and Sabu, the Dudley Boys, Jerry Lawler and Shane McMahon, the best in the world, and T-Bar and the Boogeyman, Boogie Bar. And after a crazy ladder match with a bunch of stuff going on, ECW legends RVD and Sabu win the tag team titles and become our inaugural tag team champions. Drat, because I really wanted Boogie Bar to win. Oh well. And now for the main event. Steve Austin defends the ECW World Championship against Raven. And Raven gets jobbed out in 3 minutes. Stunner by Austin to Raven, and that's it. Steve Austin retains and Raven quietly walks away. Maybe we'll see him again, who knows. And now we're in the month of August. Before we get to ECW SummerSlam, we have a television championship match as Rhino defends against the most streamed artist in the world, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny put up a fight, but in the end he was TKO'd into the Shadow Realm, and Rhino retains, and Bad Bunny has to go back to doing concerts or something. Now we present ECW SummerSlam. Our first match of the night features a returning Taz who looks really a lot worse for wear as he defends his newly reinstated FTW championship because he was pissed off about the fact he lost to Austin. But Taz is defending the FTW championship to Gunther. Taz goes for the kill with the Taz mission, but Gunther counters. Gunther picks him up, powerbombs him, and that's it. Yes, Gunther becomes the FTW champion and Taz is in shambles because he just lost twice. Because Taz lost and there's no way he can get a title anymore. So, sorry Taz, you're going to have to earn it, brother. Our next contest is for the World Tag Team Championships. In an Extreme Rules match, we have RVD and Sabu, the current champions, taking on Tyler Bate and Wes Lee. Why not, you know? The match ends as Tyler Bate and Wes Lee get absolutely obliterated by Sabu and RVD's weapons. Sabu had a sledgehammer and RVD had a kendo stick, and they pulverized these two kids. And unfortunately, they weren't able to recover, and RVD and Sabu out extreme Bate and Lee. And now for our main event. For the ECW Championship, Stone Cold Steve Austin defends once again against the almighty Dominator, Bobby Lashley, in a last man standing match. This match went on for like 30 minutes, and finally, Steve Austin hits a stunner and puts down Bobby Lashley for the sanctity of me and the viewer and me. Steve Austin is still your champion. Great. And now we're at the month of September. Before we get to Guilty as Charged, we have another television championship match. Rhino, who I just noticed that his body proportions are really out of whack. I mean, look at his head and his torso. Like, what the And CM Punk, as Rhino defends the ECW Television Championship against CM Punk. CM Punk shocks the world as he hits a DDT and he pins Rhino for the 3. CM Punk ends Rhino's reign of terror, and Rhino can go back into his rhinoceros hideout. So, at Guilty as Charged, we have two big matches. Our first one, Gunther defends the FTW Championship against a pissed off and irate Taz. Taz has proclaimed that if he loses this match, he is leaving ECW and he's not coming back. Unfortunately for Taz, he gets choked out by Gunther. Gunther locks in a rear naked choke and makes Taz tap out. Gunther retains the FTW Championship, and Taz leaves ECW. And now it's our main event. Stone Cold Steve Austin once again defends the ECW World Championship against the Rated R superstar Edge. Edge hits a DDT, Austin gets immediately up, and Edge spears him into the Shadow Realm. And Edge shocks the world as Edge becomes the new ECW champion, and the fans are not happy whatsoever. So now we're at the month of October, where we have our television championship match. The new champion, CM Punk, defends against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. And after like a 15-minute fight, CM Punk hits a go to sleep and puts Sheamus to sleep, as well as his championship aspirations. CM Punk retains as we go into Hardcore Heaven. And now, at Hardcore Heaven, we have two matches. Our first one is for the ECW Tag Team Championships. RVD and Sabu once again defend against the team of Boogeyman and T-Bar, known as the Boogie Bar. Unfortunately, the match ends in a countout where Boogie Bar just let RVD be counted out, and they celebrate like they just won the titles, but you didn't win because it was a fucking normal tag match. If you get counted out, the champions retain. So, congratulations, Boogie Bar, you played yourself. Our main event, it's a rematch between Steve Austin and Edge for the ECW Championship in an Extreme Rules hardcore match. And Austin is able to hit a stunner and pin Edge. So, Steve Austin Steve Austin reclaims the ECW Championship, and Edge probably can get edged out of ECW. You get it? You get it? I said you get it? You get the fucking joke? You get the goddamn... In the month of November, we have an ECW television match once again. CM Punk defends against Eddie Guerrero, but CM Punk puts him to sleep with the GTS, and that is the end of Eddie. CM Punk retains once again, starting to prove himself as a really good champion. And we arrive at November to Remember, where we have an ECW Tag Team Championship match as RVD and Sabu once again defend their titles against the team of the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer. And Sabu hits a nasty looking spinning pile driver to put down Tommy Dreamer, and RVD and Sabu once again retain their championship belts. Holy shit, this is amazing. And now the main event. Steve Austin, the current ECW World Champion, defends the title against the most crazy motherfucker you could ever imagine, Terry Funk, the Funkster. And Terry Funk hits a pile driver onto a baseball bat, but somehow, someway, Austin kicks out, and Austin's able to recover and hit a stone cold stunner and puts down Terry Funk. Austin retains, and I'm kind of sad because I love Terry Funk. Now we arrive at December, and before we get to our next pay-per-view, we have a television championship match once again. The current champion CM Punk defends against the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy goes for the swanton, but CM Punk gets out of the way, and CM Punk grabs him, hits him with a go to sleep. CM Punk retains once again. Jeff can go back to the WWF or something. I don't know. Maybe TNA or AEW or New Japan. Alright, let's just end this segment. A December to Dismember. Yeah, I know. Remember that show? It was pretty bad, but not ours, as we have an Elimination Chamber match as Steve Austin defends against Kurt Angle, John Cena, I know, boo, Rhino, Seth Rollins, and Tommy Dreamer. Which one of these men is going to be ECW champion? Let's find out. And after a crazy Extreme Rules match, Elimination Chamber, Steve Austin somehow wins as he hits a knee drop off the top to Rhino, and Steve Austin is still the ECW champion. He defies all the odds and he walks out as champion. Who could stop Steve Austin? And now at New Year's Revolution, we have two matches. Our first match, RVD and Sabu defend the ECW tag team titles against Raven and Kane. Raven makes his return, and now he's got Kane at ringside, and the result is still the same. Sabu hits a spinning pile driver onto Raven and pins him. RVD and Sabu once again retain their championships, and Raven's return is ruined, as well as Kane's. Our main event for New Year's Revolution is an Elimination Chamber match between Gunther, Umaga, The Sandman, New Jack, Ilya Dragunov, and Cactus Jack. And after a hellacious Elimination Chamber, Umaga would come out on top after finishing off The Sandman with a Samoan Spike, and Umaga is your FTW champion. We are in the month of February. We're getting near the home stretch. But first, we have a television championship match as CM Punk defends against John Bradshaw Layfield, a huge hater of ECW. But CM Punk is able to defend the honor of ECW, hit him with a go-to-sleep, and CM Punk once again retains the television title. Can anyone stop him? Who knows? At Barely Legal, Umaga is defending the FTW Championship against the Ring General Gunther. Gunther is able to lock in his rear naked choke, but Umaga gets out of it, he clubs him in the back, and he pins him, and that's it. Yep, that's it. Yeah, that is the ultimate mid-finish. Holy. In our main event, Steve Austin defends the ECW Championship against Bam Bam Bigelow. And this is a Falls Count Anywhere match, and Austin takes advantage of that. Steve Austin hits a Stone Cold Stunner, and he pins Bam Bam on the outside of the ring, and Steve Austin once again retains the ECW Championship. Starting to see a pattern here, right? In the month of March, we have a ECW television title match once again. The champion, CM Punk, defends against Jerry the King Lawler. And I know what you're thinking. Jerry Lawler wins. Yeah. Jerry Lawler hit a big fist off the top rope onto CM Punk. And Jerry Lawler is your new television champion, as the fans in the arena are pissed off and wanting Jerry Lawler's head on his pike. Unfortunately, they won't be able to get that until maybe later. So, in our opening match at Living Dangerously, we have a 30-man Battle Royal, Extreme Battle Royal match. The winner will go to challenge Steve Austin at One Night Stand. After the 30 men tear each other to shreds, Kane, of all people, is able to emerge from the darkness, throw Rhino into the Shadow Realm, and Kane punches his ticket to fight Steve Austin at One Night Stand. Our main event is for the ECW Tag Team Championships. RVD and Sabu are looking to solidify their legacy as they defend against the Dudley Boys in a tables match. Now you're thinking, this would be an advantage to the Dudleys, correct? Would you be correct? Except the fact that Devon Dudley puts himself through the table. Yes, the match immediately started and Devon threw himself through the table. RVD was able to swipe out of the way, and RVD and Sabu retained their championships because Devon Dudley put himself through the table. Are you kidding me? And our final ECW weekly TV show, Umaga defends the FTW Championship against Solo Sikoa. Unfortunately for Solo, Umaga grabs him, throws him into the turnbuckle, and pins him. Yep, that's it. That's how it ends. Umaga retains in the most mid finish I could ever think of. Mid. And now we arrive at ECW One Night Stand, which is like our WrestleMania show. We have 3 big matches. Our first one is for the ECW television title. Yes, it's finally getting on pay-per-view. Can you believe it? As Jerry the King Lawler defends it against CM Punk. And after a crazy match, Jerry Lawler hits a pile driver onto CM Punk, and Jerry Lawler is your television champion still. Unbelievable. Guarantee some fans are pissed off. Our second match is for the World Tag Team titles, as the Viking Raiders, Ivar and Eric, our man Ivar, is back. As they go against the team of RVD and Sabu. RVD and Sabu have not dropped the titles at all, but this match is made into an elimination tag match to see if RVD and Sabu truly deserve their win. Well, Sabu T-bones Eric through a table, and then Sabu just tosses Ivar through a table. So RVD and Sabu retain their ECW titles in a basic clean sweep for the team. Unbelievable. And now our main event for the ECW World Championship. Steve Austin defends against the Battle Royal winner Kane. Kane is able to hit a tombstone, but he isn't able to put him away. Instead, Kane goes for a baseball bat shot. Austin counters it, whacks Kane a couple of times, hits a Stone Cold Stunner, and Steve Austin once again retains his title. And that is what happened when I brought back ECW. Kind of cool, interesting, and a lot of the champions were very dominant. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.